Hello.
Nicole. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Um, Finally.
I
So
know.
Instagram glitched on us last week. A lot of us were out of Instagram, kicked out of Instagram, so we weren't able to do our live. We had planned it for last week. But yeah, before we get started, for people who are joining in from Nicole's side, just want to let you guys know who I am. I'm Noreen. I'm the maker behind noorsknits, and I started off my business back in 2017 when my son had just turned one. And I started off selling physical products, but since then I've moved on to designing. I found more joy in creating things for the purpose of designing. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. So today we have Nicole from the Traveling Hooker, and we'll be talking all about momming and designing. So let's get started. Let us know more about you first to get started.
Okay. Um, I'm Nicole. Uh, just like quick, life story. I'm from New Jersey originally. I went to school down in
Oh,
North Carolina, and then I joined the Air Force. So I kind of just lived all over the place since then. Um,
right.
Now we're in Virginia. I was a weather officer, so I was a meteorologist. That was like my trade, if you will.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's my other like I love to crochet. I love like the earth. So
Oh, nice.
I'm kind of a tree hugger. I'm kind of a weather geek. That's like the other side of me. I still really enjoy that kind of stuff.
So
Um,
you must be excited that today's the first day of spring.
yes, it's funny because like I
Yeah,
actually prefer like the cooler times. So usually I'm like,
me
oh,
too,
what?
me too.
But I am excited for
All
spring
right.
this year because like it's been a hard winter. I don't know. It's just like
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
yeah,
moved here and
yeah.
I'm just like, okay, let's like be able to play outside and like get
So you said you're in Virginia right now.
mm-hmm.
That's where you guys stay. Okay,
Yep. Yeah,
cool.
we're right by
Yeah,
DC.
yeah. Okay, cool, cool. So, so before we continue on, just want to let everyone know about the pattern giveaway. So if you stick around, and if you just drop a comment, kind of like, engage with us, you'll be entered to win one of Nicole's patterns. Is there a specific pattern or just any pattern from your shop?
It can be anyone. I have one that I think will
Okay,
be
cool.
coming out like also next week. So
Ooh, exciting.
I'm really excited.
So you can get first dibs for that pattern then. So how many years have you been crocheting for? That's
I
what you're mainly crocheting, right?
yeah, I
That's what.
technically know how to knit, but like
Mhm.
I learned and then I kind of played around and then I just went back to crocheting. But
All right.
I want to do some more, but you know, it's harder to
I think
back.
you will probably like, yeah. Yeah.
But I've been crocheting for like 21-ish years, I think. I learned when I was like 10 or 11 or something around then.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
I thought I was really
young.
young.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I can say like, ooh, 20 years sound really like I know what I'm doing. But most many
No,
other
no,
years
I'm
was
sure
like
you do.
as a
It
kid.
shows in your work because, like, one thing I really loved about your work and noticed what caught my eye was it's so neat.
Oh,
Like, your
thank you.
stitches are always so neat, and it's just, I like that.
Thank you.
So it shows that you have that experience.
Yeah. I it's
Yeah,
funny because
yeah.
I wanted to mention like I the first thing I made was a baby blanket for my baby cousin who was being born then. She's now like in college, so like, that was
Oh, wow.
but I made that and they still have it and like I saw it recently and it's like I mean it's like awful. It's like a trapezoid. And I was like,
I'm sure
wow.
it's not that bad.
Oh my god. I was like, thanks for keeping it, but like embarrassing. But I was
I feel you about that because the first thing I made was a hat for my husband, and it was so small.
yeah.
And he's on the larger size and like on the on the larger end
Yeah.
for the size range. Yeah, so like it was just too small and it just looked hilarious.
That's
So
so funny.
but that was my very first thing that I ever made.
Yeah.
So yeah. I know how to knit a hat now. I
That's
can
good.
say
Just
I
make
can say
improvements, and
confidently.
that's the important part.
Improvements. Yes, 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 yes. Um, so what are some of the things that you are currently working on? Like you're talking about the pattern that you will be releasing soon.
Yeah, so that should
If you want to
be,
tell us about
yeah, that'll be, so I just finished that one. So I guess technically I wrapped that one up. I just have to take some more pictures of it, I think. Like I put in my
it.
stories, I
Nice.
try to take pictures and my kids are like, cheese, like trying to get in the thing. I'm like, okay, I'll
That's the
do this
hardest
later.
part. That is the hardest
Yeah.
part.
Plus, since it's like,
Trying to make them stay still.
I know, like away. Usually I'm like
Yeah.
blocking them off and I'm like, okay, take a picture. But
That was so cute though, what you posted the other day in your stories where they're just like staring at each other and I was like, that's so adorable.
it is so cute.
Like that moment of like peace where they're at peace with each
Yeah,
other.
like literally the moment. Because I also have,
Yeah.
I was taking a video of them outside yesterday, and my son literally like punched my daughter in the gut. And I'm
Oh
glad
no.
I also got that on camera. I'll show you guys that when you're older. So, but anyway, so I just finished up
Yeah.
that blanket. So I mostly just make blankets. I just finished up that
Nice.
one. I'm starting another one. It's another baby blanket. I kind of like graphed it all out and stuff, but I haven't actually started. Um, and then I have this like ongoing using the Velux yarn. I started
Oh
blanket. I'm gonna
yeah.
make it like a full size throw, and it's like I'm using
Oh,
half double
that would
crochet.
be
So
so
it's
nice.
gonna take
It's
forever.
so soft. Yeah,
It's so
it's kind of a thinner, even though it's size 4, it seems like it's a thinner yarn. Like when you actually work it up, I
Mhm.
think it takes longer. I noticed that too.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was working on so I'm hoping to release the Tunisian pixie dress soon.
yeah,
And I was making it in velvet, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's taking forever compared to like the other, but
right.
it's so soft and it looks so like luxurious and like,
Yeah,
fancy. And I was like, okay, this is worth it, but it's
yeah.
just taking a little
I
bit
saw a
longer.
picture of that, and I was like, that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then like I was comparing it to the Bernat velvet too because I've used the Bernat velvet
I haven't used
and I
that
think it is a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit stronger compared to the Bernat velvet. I noticed like when you cut it, it doesn't like fluff up as much. Like there's not a lot of fluff and stuff. So
one.
I think it's better in that sense.
Because
Yeah.
I've seen people
Yeah,
make
the line Bernat.
like hair scrunchies and stuff, and like as a child
Yeah.
of through the 90s, like I really wanted to make those, and but I'm afraid they're gonna shed.
Yeah, the scrunchies are looking so good and the
Yeah,
velvet yarn. It's amazing. Yeah.
I want to do that.
They're so nice. Yeah. Yeah. I was just asking, what is your favorite thing to make? I know that you did say blankets, but is there anything else that you like making?
Um, that is definitely like my favorite thing to make, especially for babies, because I love to like incorporate like the nursery theme and that kind of thing into there. But I'm mostly
Right.
like I'm not really like making like the like amigurumi or like small complicated things like that never
Yeah.
lost me. So I
Yeah.
usually, or even like garments, I'm not, that's like not my forte. So but I
Yeah.
made a lot of scarves and hats and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
Okay.
like doing that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna tell you though that you should try at some point a garment because I also had the same fears and I was kind of like hesitant, but last year I tried and it was really the feeling at the end was just, like, oh my God, I made something that I can wear
Yeah,
myself. It's something else.
I've been
Uh,
making the granite cape from
mhm.
All About Me. I've been making that for like 3 years now.
Oh yeah,
But
you're
like
saying,
my
right?
yeah, and so like I'm so close, and like I just
If you want to share some of your goals for this year, what are some things you'd like to accomplish?
I so like for whatever reason I set a lofty goal of making 10 things. I was like, well, that's less than one a month,
Oh,
so it should be fine. But like,
that's
it's
like
a
the
lot. I'm on track, but
Make 9 2019. I've been seeing that a
yeah,
lot, where people actually, you know, they share what they're going to be making and then they kind of like have
yeah,
a, yeah, yeah.
like that's good. That's like accountability
Right,
because
right,
I
exactly.
like I don't have. Plus, like if I lose motivation, I'm done for, and I
Right,
like have to
right.
wait for it to come back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but I want to do 10. I finished my third now, so
Oh, that's good. I
yeah.
mean, you have time. The year just began, so I mean, like, you
Plus, I'm
can do
mostly
it.
making blankets. They're small. They don't take too long, which
Right,
is another
right, right.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's nice. Are there any specific like patterns that you're working? Like, are they all your designs, or are you working on something that's like from, you know, made by someone, like designed by someone else?
the only thing I'm making that's designed by someone else is my cardigan thing, which is
Oh.
the Stephanie's
Oh,
design.
okay, okay.
Plus,
Right,
it's
right, right.
I mean, I think that's why I like why I wanted to start doing this and doing the designing part because, um, like it's kind of funny, but like I don't like reading patterns. Like
Oh,
I don't have
you don't.
patience for it. I just want to like do it myself. So writing it
Right,
down like the challenge for me to make sure that I get it, like that I'm actually doing my due diligence and writing everything down. Um,
right,
but
right.
like so, I mean, I like to look for inspiration and stuff, but then I just like always have wanted to like put my own spin on things, and so
Right,
I rarely
right,
get
right.
something like exactly
Like
how
adding
someone
your
else.
own touch. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I totally
So
get that because I feel that too. Like there are a lot of great patterns out there, but sometimes you want to make something that's unique and that's, you know, something you saw, you were inspired, and you want to just like, you know, get it
yeah.
out.
Or like
So I
mixing things
totally,
together. Like I'll see one thing and see another and be like, oh, that's like is
oh, yeah.
unique. I want to like just
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like sometimes if you see certain techniques, you're like, oh, I could use that and make something else, you know, like if you see a specific stitch or like a technique.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's what I do with my most recent blanket because I have like the eyelet diamonds and then the bobble stitches, and I had seen
Yeah,
some that had like eyelet diamonds with like bobble diamonds in it, and I was
all
like
right.
almost like that, but not quite. Like it's just I want to do something else, and so
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I kind of came up with that one.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of bobbles lately. Like a lot
Yeah,
of people have been using bobbles in their patterns. And I'm also working on something. I posted a sneak peek picture.
yeah, I see.
But yeah, like it just gave me an idea and I'm like, oh, okay, I can use bobbles in this context for this thing.
Yeah,
So I hope it works out the way I'm like, you know, imagining it in my head, but
right in your head.
hopefully, yeah, and hopefully people like it because my like one part of it is that, you know, you can get it out and it looks the way you imagined it to be. And the other part is that, you know, people receive it well. They, you know, they want to make that
Right.
thing. So yeah. What else did we want to talk about today? One of the main things, one of the main topics we need to discuss is, you know, like, can you share some insight about how you balance mom life and making, like, you know, designing the whole process? Because it is a whole process. It's not just, you know, you write out the pattern, it's good to go, but like there are
Right.
multiple steps involved. So, how do you make sure that you're giving your kids attention, but also, you know, working through a timeline and like meeting your deadlines and things like that?
Yeah. I feel like my like answer is like there's no like I don't think I do that like extremely well or anything.
There is
I
no
don't
way. Yeah.
I don't think anyone really does like it's funny like we're doing it this week because like this past week my kids have been like out of control and so
Oh gosh.
they're very like unproductive in other areas, like in with like
Yeah.
getting my blanket out and stuff like that. So um,
Yeah.
I mean like it's just like it is just like all about balance and just like being understanding with yourself, which again
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like talking to myself right now because like I am not good at this. I think like I've had just as many tantrums this past week as my kids have because I'm like I
Oh my God, I
they are lost.
totally hear you. Just this morning, I was like, I need to work on my patience.
Yeah, like
So, I mean, I think that's something we all can relate with, whether we're makers or not, but like, you know, just that patience
yeah.
is key. But yeah, it is so hard.
And like I don't know why I decided like I just kind of like I've been wanting to do this for a long time and then I just was like I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah.
It's like really wasn't a great time, you know, like we had just moved here
Right.
from Germany. It was like a really big move.
Right.
And I was like, but I'm gonna do it now. Like just adding
You know what?
simplicity.
There's no, honestly, there's no right time. Like, I know people say, like, oh, some people, they kind of talk themselves out of, doing it. Like,
Hmm.
creating their whatever Etsy shop or whatever. Like, there is no right time. You just have to go for it and just,
Yeah.
work on it. Like, yeah, a little bit at
Yeah.
a time. Like, that's,
It's so true. Yeah.
yeah,
Like I said, I've
yeah,
been wanting to do this for a long time, but I was always like, oh my God, no, I just can't. I can't handle it.
yeah, yeah,
And all of a
yeah.
sudden I just was like, I'm just gonna make this. I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna.
Just do it. Yeah.
And
Just
it's
do it.
honestly been like a good outlet for me. You know what I mean? Like aside from just like kids all day, like it's kind of
Yeah,
me
yeah.
time.
It's kind of
Like
like a
it,
break too, a mental break in a sense. But there's also a very fine line between it being like a mental break and then also like kind of overwhelming you and stressing you out. Like sometimes, like some
right.
days. So like end of last year, I really felt that burnout and that overwhelm, and I was just not in a good place. And I told
Yeah.
myself that I need to be more, give myself more grace because, I am a mom first and then, this is like a secondary thing. It's not like, I need to do this because the whole reason I'm doing this is so that I can do it at my own pace. And, it's hard because like you see other people and they're doing so many things and you start comparing and that comparison game is so bad. Like it's just,
I
I
know
think it's the worst. So
it is.
I was comparing myself to others and I was like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. I need to do it fast, but you don't. Like that, that's like you have to just go based on your circumstances and your own what's going on in your life and it's not the same as what's going on in another person's life. So you can't really yeah.
And you never
So
know, like especially like if you're like following people on Instagram, like you don't know what's like actually happening.
what their actual yeah, it's all a highlight reel. That's that's all we see, like the good times and the good
Yeah.
things, but it might not be that. So
Yeah. That's like
so yeah,
I do try to post those like in my story.
real life
Yeah,
yeah
of like, oh, like
moments
here's my kids
yeah.
still in their pajamas at 5 p.m. getting in the way of my blanket, you know, like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that's like
exactly. I've
life.
been trying to do that too. And last year I told myself, I'll divide up my days. So it's like, maybe one day I'm working on my, my stuff, like trying to, get out some, like, write out the patterns, work on like photos and all that stuff. And then like other days I'll have where I'll spend time with, with my son, just like
Yeah,
focus on him. But it is hard. Like I'm trying to do that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like I'm getting there. It
Well,
takes time.
especially with the kids this
But
young. I think you said your son is like around 3, like almost
yeah, he'll
4.
be 3 soon. Yeah,
And
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, they have like a bad day and that could be your day you're supposed to work and like that's it. Like you just can't
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you have to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
flexible.
If he wakes up in a bad mood, it's like very hard for him to get out of that, those emotions. Like he might be cranky all day then, just
Yeah,
because he's going through something and he can't express it at this age. Like it's hard
right.
for him to.
Exactly.
So yeah, I've been trying to do that. I've been bad though because I've been allowing a lot of screen time and I need to cut down on that
I
just
know.
so that I can, get stuff done. But yeah, I need to like have days where, he has like maybe one day I'll allow screen time and another day I should just like spend time with him.
Right.
But I've been bad about that. So I need to work on that.
Yeah.
Just
Like
being honest here. That's how my work gets done.
right. No, I know. And that's true. And like I always like I just try to find good balance. Like if we just played outside for like an hour, I'm like, okay, let's watch a movie. Like
Yeah, yeah.
because that's okay. And I also have to do things like make dinner, which I also like I
Exactly. Yeah,
too.
exactly.
So there's that kind of
Exactly.
thing too. But I think
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the good like, you know, having like the flexibility is like I mean, it's good and bad because like obviously it's good because you can just drop things
Do
and
on your own
deal
time.
with whatever
Yeah.
it is, you know, but then like you also don't want to make excuses and be like, well, I just was so busy I didn't get a chance to like do this and meet my goals. But also like you said, like you don't like I mean, at least at this point for us and like there's no one like pushing us
Pushing you to,
like
yeah.
anything
You
like that.
also have
Also
to
I
stick to
know
your own, yeah, you have to stick to your own timelines, like
yeah.
without getting lazy, I guess, like,
Yeah.
or bringing your children into the equation and saying that, okay, no, they were being difficult, so that's why I didn't do this, but really they weren't, and you were just lazy. Like,
Right. Or they're
there's
just
a,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I let myself get overwhelmed with them. Like they might not even be that bad, but like
yeah,
I'm having a bad day, and so I'm not handling
hmm,
them well, and then I like go down the rabbit hole of like making excuses for everything and being like,
right, right.
oh, everything sucks, whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
totally hear you. Yeah. So
yeah,
kind of the things that I also, but I think like the main thing that we need to focus on is just like give ourselves grace, especially if, this is what we're doing. We're making, we're makers, and like we're just getting started. It takes a lot of time, and
yeah,
you have to be ready to like divide your time so you're not just like completely focusing on like Instagram, on blog posts, whatever. Like maybe do one
right,
thing each day, and then and have like set times. That's something I need to work on.
yeah.
Like just have like a routine in terms of like sometimes I'm just like sitting in front of the screen all day, and that's not good either.
Right. I'm so bad with the routine because like I like when I get like if I set like this is what I'm gonna do and then it doesn't happen, I get like super discouraged. And I'm also just personally like I just don't follow routines well, which is like kids need routines, so that's um
Yeah, yeah.
oh my phone is like dying even though I have it plugged in.
Oh no.
I had it plugged in. I had to like redo my whole Jimmy rigging thing here to like plug it
Oh
in.
my goodness.
But
Okay.
I'm good now. Um
Okay, okay.
but yeah, uh anyway, so like I'll kind of like get thrown off or whatever. But yeah, like you said, like you just have to be understanding of yourself. Like
Yeah, just give
all
yourself
great.
grace. And I think writing things down really helps too, like in terms of like to-do lists or goals or whatever. Like
Mhm.
I make sure to write down like a to-do list for the week or for the day, whatever works for
Yeah,
you, and just kind of go by that. And again, like if you don't accomplish everything, don't like beat yourself up for it, because
right,
there are other things that are going on in your life. You have to attend to
right.
your kids and
Yeah.
family. If you have a husband, you're like,
Hmm. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really true.
yeah,
And I have these
yeah.
like I always would try to keep a planner, but like I said, I'm just like not consistent with that kind of thing. So, but I found these like it's like a notepad with
Uh-huh.
like weeks on it, and so like
Oh,
if I miss
yeah,
a couple weeks, I'm not like now I'm like always empty sheets of my planner. I just like
yeah.
whenever week I feel the need to like get it all out there. I can do it.
Yeah, I got something like that from Michael's a couple of weeks ago, where it's basically the name of it is it says calendar on it, and
Yeah,
then it's like it has the whole month, and then it has like by week, like every week. So it has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and there's a little bit of space for each. So you can just write down like, and it's good to have small amounts of space just so that you don't like overwhelm yourself. Write down like the top three things that you need to get done for that day, and
yeah,
then yeah. So I think
yeah.
that really helps. I've just like been crossing things off as I go,
You know,
but
I love
yeah.
crossing things off. I
Oh,
definitely
it feels so
this.
good. Yeah.
I like to do
Like
them
I'm
in my phone
done.
with the little like check mark options. So I can be like, okay, I did
Right, right,
that.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think those are like two key things. Like just give yourself grace and go at your own pace and just like write
yeah,
things down. Like those are my things. Is there anything else that you do particularly that helps you like kind of like accomplish things in like segments or whatever, like something
it's
that
not so like one thing I do I don't know if this is like a technique or whatever, but like I started like carrying like I have like my project in my project bag, and I'll like
hmm
literally carry it around the house with me, like if I go in the
Oh,
kitchen or like if I'm downstairs
yeah.
in the playroom or whatever, so that way like the second my kids aren't like cage fighting, I can like
Just
work on
like pull out what you're working,
it.
yeah, what you're
It is
working on.
because like if not like I'll whatever, I'll just sit there, I'll find something else to do, but like I like
Yeah.
had to look for these like tiny pockets of time, or I'll take it with me in the car, because
Oh
like
yeah, that's
my
nice
daughter
too.
falls asleep in
Yeah.
the car all the time, and so if I get home she's
Yeah, you
sleeping,
were saying.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
that's
this for
so
like
good.
10 minutes before I take her inside, we'll put her
Yeah,
to sleep.
yeah.
So
That's really
but
good. Yeah. Yeah, I think my workspace, I posted about that, I think yesterday or the day before, on the weekend, I think,
Yeah.
where it's between like a desk in the guest room and then like the sofa, mostly on the
Yeah.
sofa, and just like sitting there working on whatever,
Mhm.
writing out, like a design or like, pattern, or just
Yeah.
working things up, like, and then in between I'll be taking breaks. And there have been numerous times when my son, he just wants to like play with the yarn and like my hooks or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just there, like, but he sees me at least. Like we're in the same room, and sometimes
Yeah.
he'll be playing, sometimes he'll be clingy, like he'll want to like, come and like play with the yarn or whatever I'm working on, like he'll want that. But I think that also makes a difference. Like if you're sitting in, nearby and like they can see you and, like
Yeah. You
it
can still engage
helps.
with them
Yeah.
and stuff like while you're
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
you're
It doesn't have to be like you're just working. It can be like, you take little breaks and you play with them too. Like that. That's something else you could
yeah.
do
I know. Well, and that's
that
good.
we
Like,
can
why
do as
I have a bag right there? So I'm like, okay, put it away and go do this, and then let me
right.
pick it up for like even if it's just a minute. Like I have
Just a
time
minute. Yeah,
to play, but
exactly.
you
I
have to
think,
capitalize on all that time.
yeah, it makes a big difference to them. Like it might not be a big deal for us, but like later on they'll be like, oh, I had some one-on-one time with my mom. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
plus, like sometimes they're interested. Like my son started coming up to like whatever I'm working on. Like he kind of like pets it. He's like, oh, it's nice.
Oh, how old is
He's
he?
he's almost 32. He'll be three
He's
in May.
almost 32. Oh,
Yeah,
nice. Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that's so cute.
He just is
It's like,
like
what are you
tell
working on? Yeah.
like I don't think he like really knows he's like whatever being nice to me, but I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, that's so
thanks. Like
cute.
it's amazing.
Uh, I have a story that is part of my highlights where my son, like I was working on a hat not hate hat
Mm-hmm.
for the campaign last year, and he basically pretended it was a basketball hoop. Like he was just throwing a ball
That's so
into it, and
funny.
I'm like, okay, if
I
that's what you
mean,
want to
that works.
do, I can still work on the round,
That's so funny.
right?
That's awesome.
So it was really funny.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes my like so like pick up the hook and like pretend to do things, but then I'm
Yeah.
like
No, just
don't
don't
catch
mess
my
anything
stitches.
up.
And I'm
Don't
like,
pull out the
okay, cool. I'm
stitches.
glad you're interested, but like, oh god,
Right, right.
yeah.
Let me see if anyone had any questions.
I
I'm gonna
saw
go
the
back in and see.
Nicolle one.
A lot of people, yeah, joined in, but some left too. So let me
Mine's like
see.
interested. Someone
Hmm.
asked if the kids ask you to make them things a lot, but
Yeah,
luckily
yeah.
my kids can't verbalize that yet.
Yeah, same here, same here. I'm sure once like
You
they
want
get
to?
older, they'll want to.
Yeah,
They'll have specific things they'd want.
yeah. I don't know. Oh, and someone asked about velvet. The velvet.
Yeah, so the velvet yarn that, so I've used both. I've used Bernat velvet and I've also used Lion Brand Velux yarn. And I think I prefer the Lion Brand Velux. It's just, I feel like it's a little bit stronger.
Yeah,
Like not that the Bernat velvet breaks apart, but when you cut it, there's like a lot of fluff.
yeah.
But when you cut the Velux yarn, it's not as like messy, I think. And it just feels like it's a little bit stronger. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
spoiled. I like Lion Brand a lot.
I really like Lion Brand, and I haven't tried the burnout one, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like obsessed with the Velux one. Like I love
With
working on
Velux.
that blanket. Like it's what I do when I'm like, because I don't need to counter anything. It's literally just like across, 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 you know. And so
Yeah.
it's so soft. So I'm like, this is my like. I'm just gonna like sit in front of the TV. You don't have to worry about counting or like
Oh,
my
it's like a mindless project. Yeah,
things.
those are the best. Like, you,
Yeah,
you could just like very casual and you can
yeah.
just, yeah,
And when it's done,
enjoy.
it's gonna be like the most amazing thing I've ever felt. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Uh, so one piece of advice, we already kind of gave our advice in terms of what we should do as mama makers.
yeah.
If there's any other thing, anything else that you want to talk about, if anyone has any questions specifically about or their own stories, we'd love to know like what
I
your
know.
experience has been as a mama maker, like like how do you manage your time and how do you like kind of make sure your kids are also getting your attention, things like that.
Yeah.
Just share with us. we'll be reading the comments. So let me see.
Well,
Haven't tried that. Have you used the Hobby Lobby stuff? It is bad. Well, in my opinion. I haven't,
I
so
have.
I've never bought yarn from Hobby Lobby because I don't think I have one close to me in Cleveland. But I haven't really searched. But yeah, I haven't tried any Hobby Lobby yarns. But I know that I love this yarn series. Like a lot of people use those,
Yeah,
and they're
I
really
think they're
good, I
really good.
heard.
People are like rave about it. Like,
And
oh,
they're very like I think they're really like cheap. Like they're
right.
right.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like it's like
Yeah.
a red heart like cost, but like it's
But it's
supposedly
a really good yarn. Oh
yeah.
wow. I'm gonna have to try that. If we have a Hobby Lobby, I have to figure that out
Yeah,
first
we have
to
even
see if we
here,
have
like
one.
we're in such like a big city area, but the nearest Hobby Lobby is like 40 minutes away, and I'm like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
just not gonna make
Wow.
that trip
I
right now.
guess they're kind of far away. I guess they're not as
Yeah,
common as like a Joann's or Michael's.
yeah, or it just depends on who you are. I don't know. But someone,
Yeah.
Lion Brand, someone said, what was the velvet that was stronger than Bernat? And that
Yeah.
Lion
Yeah, that was a Lion Brand Velux yarn. It just came out like this year, earlier this year, right?
like right
Like
on
in
the edge
January.
here.
Yeah, like it came out this year.
Yeah.
But yeah. Or did it come out? No, it came out this year. The Burnout Velvet came out last year. I
Okay.
think end of last year, yeah. So, Nicole, what do you like to design?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Think ready.
Yeah, baby blankets are my favorite thing. That's like
Favorite
what
thing, yeah,
that's like
yeah.
my favorite
That's
thing
the
to do.
first thing well, I didn't design it, but that's the first thing I made for my son. Like a lot of other
Yeah.
mama makers, I'm
Yeah.
sure, like everyone's made a blanket for their
It's so
kiddos.
it's funny because like
Yeah.
I would make baby blankets for like everyone I knew who's having a baby. Like, you're having a baby? Like,
Yeah,
what?
same
Okay,
here. That's how I
what should
got
I make?
started, and I was like, oh my God.
But then I had a kid, and I'm like, I don't have time to like make a blanket. So
Oh, really? You
I
didn't make
I did
one?
I did make my son like one. It's like it's a Grafghan. It has a bear in it, but I
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like I didn't know about like stitch fiddle, and I just like made it on Excel, and like it's like.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, it looks like a bear, but like I carried the yarns with the bear, but nothing else. So the texture is like,
Different.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of want to redo it, but like it took so long, so I don't want to redo
Oh,
it.
no, no. I'd love to see that. Send me a picture.
I will. I have it on, it's probably like way back in my Instagram, and I had put a blog post about it. It's not, I don't have like
That's
the
so
pattern.
cool though that you use Excel because you didn't know about Stitch Fiddle because even Stitch Fiddle, I'm like, oh my God, it takes time. But it's like, but it's
Yeah,
so convenient. But like,
yeah. And
wow, Excel, that's amazing.
I even for this one that I'm doing next, I'm gonna like do a lot of color work, and I tried
Yeah.
to put it in Stitch Fiddle, and I just like I don't know if it just confuses me or I just don't like it, but so I did it up in Excel again, like because you can make
Oh.
the squares like it tells you how big they are, so I just like measure my stitches, like my
Oh, wow.
them,
Okay. I didn't
so I
know
know what it would look like.
that.
It's probably
I've
like way
never
more
thought
work
about using
than necessary,
Excel
but
for, yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. But someone said,
Craft Anne Marie's step mom maker here. I crochet in front of the girls and that interests them. I've taught both girls to crochet. That's
that's
awesome.
that's awesome. I hope like my kids want to learn because
Yeah, me too. I also crochet when they go to bed or do spirits, so I get farther and then do something else and then
yeah,
come back again, etc.
yeah.
That's
Well,
yeah,
like
that's a good way.
nap time is like the golden
Yeah,
time,
nap time
obviously.
and bedtime. That's like, yes, there's sleep. Let's work on stuff.
Do something. Right.
But
I don't want to do the dishes, but I'll like say like
yeah, I'll do
that's cool.
exactly. A lot of the times my husband just he cleans up in the kitchen, then he's probably like just shaking his head and I'm like I don't see him, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably like, okay, if you can do your knitting or crochet, like you
Right.
can clean
You should
up.
use this. It's a
But,
team effort.
yeah. So, yeah, so it was so fun talking with you. If there's anything else you want to add, anything else you want to mention, like about your upcoming patterns?
I don't know.
No.
No, I think I talked about everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm really excited for this one that I'm coming out with now because like a lot of my designs are like really simple, especially the last couple that I put out, but this one is like
right.
a little bit more detail in it. So I'm excited about that
Ooh,
one.
I'm
It turned
excited.
out
Yeah, that'll be
how I
nice.
wanted it to, so I'm really
Yeah, because I did notice that about your patterns. They're very simple, but
Mhm.
they're very pretty. Like just,
Thanks.
the design itself, like it's very nice. So,
Thanks.
yeah, I'm excited to see like the detailed. version of your
My phone is
work.
still dying even though it's broken. But
um, Oh no. Okay. So we're gonna wrap up now. So anyone who commented, you'll be entered in to win a pattern from Nicole's shop. And just a couple of things I want to let you know about on my end. So hopefully I'll be releasing the Tunisian pixie dress soon. I'm still waiting on my testers to send me feedback. But yeah, I'm hoping to release in the next couple of weeks. And then I also am having a pattern giveaway for everyone who has helped me reach 1.5K. Thank you so much for that. So I'm going to be holding a giveaway of contacted makers. I have everything ready. Hopefully you'll see a post tomorrow, so be on the lookout. And then for people who aren't makers, I will also be doing a product giveaway. I'm just waiting to kind of gather people. So if you're interested, and if you have something for moms or for women or kids, physical product, you can message me and yeah, we can go from there. So I want to get like a good group of people for that too. So yeah, so there's some things coming up with me. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much, Nicolle. I had such a good time talking to you about just momming and designing. Glad to know that I'm not alone in the way I feel and,
yes,
the way I do my work.
that's like half of it.
But yeah, I hope this helped you if you are also a mama maker. And also if you want to join me for a live, if you are a person of color, and you're a designer, crochet or knit designer, or if you're a mom who's getting into designing, you can definitely go check out my blog post. The link is in my bio, and you can fill out the form, and I'll get in touch with you if you're interested in joining me for a live. I'm trying to do this consistently every week on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So, all right. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much again, Nicolle, for joining in.
Yeah,
We'll
thanks.
let you know whoever won.
Okay, cool.
All right. Take care.
Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.